thank you. If you don't know that song, by the way, All the Money's Gone, that's described as the Share Profits national anthem. So whenever a company which we've been trying to expose as no good finally announces that it's gone bust, we put a video of that song, Babylon Zoo, All the Money's Gone, goes a video article at the end of the article where we gloat. Anyhow, I digress slightly. This is the final Dragon's Den session, if you've not been to any of these before. The rules are very simple. We have 5 CEOs. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 CEOs who will pitch for 1 minute each. And at the end of that, Steve, Gary Newman, and myself will decide where to put £1,000 each. And that money will be invested on Monday morning. And we'll follow it throughout the year. And if Steve and Gary lose all my money, as they did so badly last year, I will have to fire them again, like I do every week. Okay, so first, Harry Adams from Kefi Minerals, where I am a shareholder. So do your best, Harry.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to present. Harry Adams, Executive Chairman, Kefi Minerals. Founded the company, or co-founded the company 8 years ago. Australian, Tom, and proud of it. Over the last 8 years, we've carefully built a pole position in 2 countries that are particularly pro-mining in a region which is particularly underexplored. Our partner in Ethiopia is the government. Our partner in Saudi Arabia is arguably the number 2 family after the royal family. Our first cab off the rank in this large project pipeline that we've assembled is the Tula Kapi 1 million ounce gold open pittable deposit in Ethiopia. And on that note, I move down to Ethiopia for the next few months tomorrow, as it turns out, to focus on the execution of project finance documentation for that project. Now, we can't guarantee deals aren't done until they're done, but certainly, it is game on, and success on that note will be a point of inflection that should see results dwarf the current sub-$20 million market cap of the company. Our team is mainly hailing from WA, Western Australia, where the geology and the experience is particularly relevant for projects like this. All very much African experienced. Real builders and operators and discoverers, including world-class contractors, Ausdrill and Lycopodium, who are also shareholders in our company. And I will do my very best to close out the financing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If Harris still Parapoli, you're not really Australian. We know where you're from originally. Just around the corner from where my hovel is. Next up, Concepta, where I should say we also a significant shareholder, so really do very well now.
Concepta helps women with unexplained infertility to get pregnant. It's a global issue. We have unique products that give more information than anyone else. On its own, that's already a large opportunity, estimated at about £1 billion. But we found ourselves with a technology that's highly relevant in the exploding segment of digital health. To be able to monitor, to test yourself at home and monitor results that are individual to yourself, have an app that sends anything that's out of order to your doctor, so you eliminate unnecessary visits. That's the technology that we're currently working on. It's a huge opportunity, and in terms of development, we're looking at our next stage. So we started with fertility in the first instance, but it lends itself to huge opportunities in mental care, mental health, which sees large investments from the NHS at this stage. And our next test that we're working on is stress, which has relevance for our core business of fertility. And we're building a series of tests in that core business area so that we offer women an opportunity to do something else than just either go for IVF or do nothing, like doctors suggest. In short, we are not a one-product company. We have huge opportunities going in various directions. We just had the CEO of Philips join our boards, so it's an endorsement of the kind of opportunities that we are into and looking at. And we look forward to offer our shareholders a lot of return for their investment. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul Atherley of Barclay Energy.
Good afternoon, my name is Paul Atherley, I'm from Barclay Energy. We're building the only uranium mine in the world today in western Spain. In fact, we're pouring concrete right at the bottom of the uranium price cycle. The uranium price is the lowest we've seen for 12 years. And the reason we can do that is two things. One is we've got an incredibly low capital cost for the operation, because basically Spain's built all this infrastructure off your money, off the EU funds. And secondly, we've got the lowest operating costs in the world. So consequently, last November, when I went to the generalist institutions in London, all the ones, you know, BlackRock, Fidelity, River and Mercantile, all the biggest and best names in town, we needed $15 million. We had our arms torn off. We took 30. We could have taken $50 million. Massively oversubscribed. And the reason is, you don't make money buying a stock at the top of the cycle. You buy the best stock, the best asset, the lowest cost, right at the bottom of the cycle, and you do one other thing. You have a look at what the demand side looks like. And what those funds saw when they had a look was a few things. Firstly, the European Union's got 140 nuclear reactors, but 60% of the uranium comes from Mr. Putin, Kazakhstan, and Niger. So consequently, they would like some of our uranium. Secondly, everybody's heard the name Fukushima. What everybody hasn't realized that Japan turned off 57 reactors. It's now turning on half of those already, another 26. They're coming back on the market. And then finally, of course, inevitably, there's always a China angle. China is not a story for the future, it's right now. They're spending $500 billion currently building 25 reactors, commissioning 6 a year. And that's 65 nuclear reactors around the world built today. So it's a really simple investment. Barclay Energy, you're buying the most explosive commodity on the planet. Last time the uranium price went for a run, even the smallest uranium stocks had a 20 times uplift in value. So I highly recommend you have a look at our stock. Thank you very much.
Remember, you heard that first. Uranium is the most explosive commodity on this planet. Sanderson, please.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Ian Newcombe, CEO of Sanderson Group. We're a UK-based software services business with a market cap of just over 42 million and revenues of about 21.5 million. And last year, our audited results, financial year end September, we turned in operating profit of 3.7 million and about 2.8 PBT. Our general sort of run rate gross margin level is typically at 84-85%. We're a pretty robust business, a resilient business. Well over 50% of our annual revenues are pre-contracted, recurring, typically license fees, software license fees, and associated services. And in any one year, typically about 90% of our total year revenues are derived from our customer base, the balance from winning new clients. And we're backed with a strong cash-backed balance sheet, which supports and helps us with our progressive dividend policy, where we pay a dividend every year. And indeed, I believe less than 1 in 4 AIM-listed companies pay a divvy in today's world. What we do, we're a software services business. We own all our own IP. It's our own IPR. And we target SMEs in the fast-growing retail sector where online commerce, mobile commerce is growing at 20% plus per annum and has been for many years now. And all the indications are that will continue to be so. Wholesale distribution logistics. Logistics, again, is a fast-growing marketplace. When we drive up and down many of the motorways in the country and around the land, there's often, you will see, lots of big sheds being erected to help support the growth of online sales. And we provide all our solutions both on-premise and in cloud solutions. So why should Tom and the Dragons invest in Sanderson? For somebody that invested with us at IPO, today they would be sitting on a 77% return on their investment. And as I said, we have a progressive dividend policy with a decent dividend yield. Thank you.
Thank you. Roderick from Blue Jay, used to be known as Finost, I think.
Thanks, Tom. This is the first one of these that I've done, and I guess it comes as a function of Tom and my previous relationship through various forms of the company, previously renamed Blue Jay. I'll just get straight to it. My team was responsible for Denmark overturning their 40-year ban on uranium, and we did that through work that we undertook for 8 years in Greenland. That company reached a market capitalisation of close to $1 billion Australian dollars at its height before Fukushima unfortunately unwound the uranium trade. We have since then rebuilt, learnt a lot, and have established some very solid relationships within the country of Greenland. I think that this is a country that offers investors where you put $1 in, you almost get $1.50 back immediately, and that comes about through decades and decades of state-sponsored exploration, and we're capitalising on that academic research and commercialising these opportunities, and I think that's where the growth for our company is going to be over the next sort of 6, 12 and 18 months. So thank you.
Thank you. Right, Gary Newman. Remember, your job depends on this. Where are you going to put your £1,000? Well, my £1,000.
Kefi Minerals is very tempting, but I see it possibly further down the line, 2018 onwards, once finance is sorted. So for me, it'd have to be Sanderson. I think it's showing a decent profit. It's been showing revenue growth, dividend yield of around 3%, I believe, yearly. So yeah, Sanderson for me.
Right. Tough luck, Sanderson. You've got the Gary Newman kiss of death, but maybe you'll pull through it. Steve?
Yeah, I already own Barclay and Concepta, but Concepta is my largest holding at the moment, so I'm going to have to stick with that. It's obviously quite new to the market, and it's a pretty exciting space, so hopefully do well this year.
Concepta, I'm sorry, you're cursed by Steve as well. Tough luck, commiserations. You don't really want people to buy your shares. I said that if this guy is a bit nervous about coming, I said if he would come, I'd give him a present. And there you go. Harry will tell you, because Harry's a Greek, not an Australian, that that is God's chosen drink. For my own selection, we already own shed loads of Concepta, and also quite a few Kefi. Sanderson has been cursed by Gary Newman. Rod's got his booze, and so I will again, I think I did last year, go with Barclay Energy. Thank you very much, Paul. Okay, thank you very much. That's the final Dragons Den. Well done, the 5 of you. Thank you very much. Well done, Steve and Gary.